Recently, a national security law has been enacted in Hong Kong. I'm not disagreeing about whether we should have a security law, and in fact, the riot incident in Hong Kong should be crunched. The government officials are adamant that to die down all the riots and the social unrest, such a law is essential. I'm not going to delve into the arcane details, but the way it is legislated is really very ugly. The contentious point is that it is internationally understood the authority to legislate a law rests in Hong Kong, but not in mainland China. So the authority manipulated Article 18 in our basic law to insert a national law into the basic law. Basic law is actually a state law, and the national law is actually just like the federal level of law in the United States and other Western countries. The thing is, if you put this national law into the local law of basic law in Hong Kong, it must be widely used nationwide. It's like it can be applicable not only in jurisdiction in this territory, but also in jurisdictions in other cities in China as well. As a consequence, however, it is a kind of law that's specifically tailor-made for Hong Kong jurisdiction only. So if you apply this law in other cities in China, it is not working. You cannot apply the same in Shanghai, in Peking, in Wuhan. It is applicable only in Hong Kong and the Hong Kong jurisdiction. In that regard, it can't say that it is the law at federal level. You know how federal level law is like, just like in other Commonwealth countries or in the United States. The federal government invents a law. The law is universally applicable in all states in the United States. Just like in Australia, there's a federal law legislated in Canberra, and it is widely applicable in all cities, all states, all territories in Australia just as well. If it is specifically for some local jurisdiction, it is not a law for local level. It is a violate, at least procedurally, the way such kind of law has been legislated. In other words, in the first place, the law should never have been approved in the People's Congress. But somehow somebody just put this for approval in that People's Congress. It's really pretty much disgusting. In particular, it draw a lot of criticisms that this just can't bear it. I'm not going to repeat the criticisms about this law, as a lot of lawmakers and experts in Hong Kong, also the international community, has already expressed their opinion against the law and the contents of the law, in particular the ambiguity of the content and the coverage of the legislation. The ambiguity is manipulated to instigate fear among the Hong Kong people and also all other civilians around the international community as well, in particular Section 38. As you know, it might be covering those not resident in Hong Kong as well. All civilians globally, across the world, and the content is so ambiguous that you will never know if they're violating it at all. Yet, as a defense, the legislator told us that the law is drafted in accordance with how the internationally drafted, and it is in accordance with the models that the other countries have been adopting for years. So instead of repeating the criticisms here, I would like to draw the attention to what a typical way in legislature for the national security law in the United States.